Hello and welcome to this talk and to my office, otherwise known as Bouquet Bells Wedding Planning headquarters. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I'm really excited to kickstart my new YouTube channel with this video. You're probably here because you're unsure on how to start planning your wedding day. Or perhaps you're afraid of making costly mistakes and want to feel like you have planned your wedding day to absolute perfection. And that's great. If you're here for any of those reasons, that is absolutely brilliant because I am going to teach you exactly how to plan your wedding day the right way whilst avoiding nasty mistakes and potential regrets. So first, I just want to sort of tell you a little bit about me because you may have not ever seen or heard of me before. My name is Claire and I am a professional independent wedding planner. I launched my own wedding planning company 2 years ago and since have helped numerous brides achieve the wedding days of their dreams. I graduated with a degree in computing, something quite different, but I literally woke up one morning with an overwhelming feeling that I wanted to do wedding planning. So that's when I decided to launch my own company and the rest is history. So enough about me, let's get started. Okay, congratulations on your engagement first of all. You are all set to really start planning your wedding day. This video is designed to help develop your dream wedding vision and set the foundations you need to plan your wedding day the right way, with as few mistakes and regrets possible. Think of it as a major stepping stone that you need to get to the next step. Having a clear vision helps to make difficult decisions much easier throughout the process. And don't worry if you've already started planning your wedding, completing this step will enable you to weigh up your decisions so far and you may actually discover something that you never thought about. Okay, so your first task. I want you to go out, if you already have one then that's brilliant, but I want you to go out and purchase a large ring binder folder. If you already have one kicking about the house, then that's great. But I basically want you to do this because this folder will become your wedding planning folder and every single piece of inspiration, literature and resource will live here. Okay, so let's get started. First things first, make sure you have a pen and paper just to make some notes, or just open a new document on Word or something and begin typing. We are actually going to work together right now to decide the most essential decisions for your wedding day. If you're unsure of anything, please just leave it blank. You can come back to this another time. If you want to discuss certain things with your partner, then that's obviously completely fine. Okay, so when would you like to get married? Would you like to get married as soon as possible? Or maybe you have a specific date that's significant to you as a couple? Or would you rather get married in a couple of years' time when you've had a bit more time to plan things thoroughly? I'd recommend the date being no less than around 9 months from now, just to give you plenty of time. If you've started planning your wedding day already and have the date and it's less than around 9 months away, that's absolutely fine. You can just use this to backtrack and rectify any decisions you're unsure of. Hopefully I can just confirm things for you. Okay, now we need to think about the budget. What is your budget? I want you to think of a realistic figure that is reachable for the date of your wedding. Deciding on a budget is one of the most essential parts to planning your wedding because everything will evolve around it from this point. Your venue, your location, the number of guests you're going to invite. If you're unsure, sit down with your partner and discuss a figure. The average wedding now costs £22,000 in the UK, and that is crazy, but things can quickly add up and you could make costly mistakes, which is exactly what I'm going to help you to avoid. Okay, so where would you actually like to get married? We're talking about the location here, so this could be your hometown, it could be somewhere abroad, or maybe a place that you and your other half have always envisioned. I would always take into consideration the convenience for your guests because nobody likes to travel for hours and hours to a wedding. Perhaps you'd be better off looking at somewhere a little closer to home. And then I want you to think about the type of venue you'd like to get married in. Do you want a relaxed boho kind of style wedding in somewhere like a barn, or a glamorous affair in a manor house? I would always recommend using your budget as guidance to help kickstart the venue search. Now I want you to decide roughly, it doesn't have to be a precise number, how many daytime and evening guests would you like to invite? Having an idea of numbers from the start massively helps determine the size and location of the venue. And how many people are you having in the bridal and groom's parties? It's best to decide on this sooner rather than later, as a lot works around these numbers. You'll find most suppliers ask this exact question. And anyway, it's fun asking your best friends and most loved ones to be involved in planning your wedding day, and they will be very happy to receive your invitation. Now I want you to list 5 absolute must-haves at your wedding. It's absolutely essential that you complete this step. I ask all of my clients to do this during the first consultation, and most only begin to realise their true vision after doing so. This can be something like hiring a photo booth for the reception, or perhaps you'd like to have a dog as the ring bearer, or you'd like a certain song to play for the first dance. You really aren't restricted when it comes to this. I just want you to pick 5 things that you absolutely want to see at your wedding. And now I want you to do the complete opposite. I want you to list 3 things you do not want to see at your wedding. Maybe you don't want to see a particular colour scheme, or maybe there's a song that you absolutely despise and don't want to hear it on your wedding day. It can be something as small as that. Don't worry too much about completing this section, but it's still important to realise what you don't want as much as what you do want. All of these things are still contributing towards achieving your dream wedding vision. Okay, now the fun part. I want you to list 5 things that you would love to have at your wedding if money was no option. You can really let your imagination run wild with this one. Perhaps you'd love to rent a supercar to pick your partner up on the morning of the wedding, or maybe you'd love to arrive by helicopter to your reception, or have the biggest chocolate fountain ever. Okay, now you're really ready to start planning your wedding day. If you want to backtrack and pause this video at any point, obviously you can do. If you need just an extra couple of minutes to complete those steps, that's absolutely fine. Okay, planning who you're going to invite to the wedding is the next and most important step. You need to sit down with your partner and write names down of everyone you'd like to come to the wedding. This includes your family members, friends, work colleagues, the postman. Think of everyone you could ever possibly want to invite. This will determine the size of the venue that you need. And a really easy money saving tip is to invite more guests to the evening reception than the daytime. The average venue charges £60 per head for the main wedding breakfast and only £10 per head for the evening. So tweak your guest list and only invite who you absolutely want there during the daytime, and doing this can actually save you over £500. So now you can begin your venue search. Basically, once you have the first draft of your guest list, you're ready to begin really looking into the venues and the different options out there, because now you have all of your wedding details decided. And this is a question I get asked a lot. I get asked, what questions do I need to be asking the coordinators at the venue? So I put together a list of questions that I think really help determine the true cost of the venue. Asking these questions can reveal hidden costs that the venue have, and you can actually save around £3,500. Does the price include VAT? How much is the corkage fee? Is there a minimum head count or charge per person? Is the cloakroom free? Are there extra costs for lighting? Is there a charge for tables, crockery, glasses, linen or chairs? Will we get exclusive use or are there other weddings on the same day? And are there any reduced room rates for guests? Do you want to save thousands of pounds on your wedding day? Plan the wedding day of your dreams and make the right decisions and have no regrets. I want to take this opportunity to introduce my new online wedding planning program to you. SOS Wedding Planning is a program created by me, and I will help guide you throughout the planning process and will give you the best pieces of money-saving advice. SOS Wedding Planning is for the bride that's unsure where or how to start, is generally falling apart or on a tight budget. I was once approached by a bride that said she needs my help because she is literally falling apart. She became so overwhelmed with everything wedding related that she ended up stopping planning altogether because she couldn't cope. And that is exactly what prompted me to create this program. So allow me to guide you throughout the entire process, give you the support of a professional wedding planner, and offer content that cannot be found on any other area of the internet. The next step that you need to be focusing on in the wedding planning process is budgeting. Specifically, how to budget and save thousands of pounds on your wedding day. This is the next module in SOS Wedding Planning, and following my steps can actually save you over £8,000. The program is currently being pre-sold for £149. It officially launches this Sunday when the price will increase to £189. So spend a little to save a lot. Simply visit bouquetandbells.com, you can see the web address on the screen now, and select Programs in the navigation bar at the top. You'll be directed to the program and you'll be able to read all of the information on it. Signing up to the program will give you unlimited access as well as lots of exciting bonuses which you can read over on my website. Or if you prefer, you can of course email me with any specific questions that you have either on this talk today or on the program. Just drop me an email. It's bouquetandbells@icloud.com and my name is Claire. Thank you so much for joining me today. I wish you all the best of luck with planning your wedding day, and you know where I am if you need me at any time. Thank you.